quarter-final Friday here at the Bet Victor Scottish Open at the Meadowbank Sports Centre in Edinburgh. It is the quarter-final stage, it's the best of 9 frames, and it's time now to welcome our players. We begin on table number 2 with a player in the quarter-finals of a ranking event for the first ever time, Sanderson, the Panda, Lamb. His opponent, a 4-time ranking event semi-finalist, Nopon Senkam. And now here on table number 1, a player who's been a finalist this year already in both the German Masters and International Championship, Tom Ford. And his opponent, one of the true greats of the sport with 31 ranking titles, he's a 4-time world champion, the Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins.
Well, a great reception, as you would expect for John Higgins. Can he win his home title here this weekend? Standing in his way in the quarterfinal is Tom Ford.
Thank you. The first
lively crowd in this
Higgins
evening. Find out our final 2 semi-finalists. Of course, Gary Wilson will play Zhou Long in the first tomorrow. John Higgins struggled a bit this week, but he's still here. He played better last night to see off Lou Hyschen. Tom Ford, of course, he's having his best ever season. Runner-up in the International Championship. He's been a quarter-finalist at the British and Wuhan Opens. Already this week he's beaten Ding Junhui and last night Martin O'Donnell, who's never an easy player to beat. So Tom Ford, every right to feel confident. The head-to-head is interesting. It's 7-4 to Higgins. John Higgins won the first 7 and Ford's won the last 4. So even though Higgins is in front, Joe, Ford has beaten in the last 4 times.
I think that's very important. You know, who's won the last one, always important with me. It just leaves a mark on your opponent if you beat him the last time. Well, he's beaten him the last 4 times, Tom Ford. But if this man starts playing well, it doesn't matter who is playing. It's a delight to watch.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how John Higgins plays tonight, because we saw Gary Wilson, who had struggled as well in getting to the quarterfinals, suddenly, you know, down to, well, it was one table this afternoon, different arena, stakes higher, and he produced a superb display. He really upped his game. And John Higgins is the sort of player you could see doing similar. Now we get to this crucial stage of the tournament. He's got so much experience. It's his 137th ranking event quarterfinal.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
If he were to win, it would be his 83rd semi-final. And the reason that's significant is Stephen Hendry has been in 82. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 90, holds the record. But, of course, those guys are not interested in semi-finals. They're interested in trophies. And Higgins hasn't won one in a ranking event since early 2021, the Players' Championship.
He's a little fortunate there, Tom Ford. Another inch or so and he would have had the easy red over the pocket. Oh, brilliant. Great shot. He was leaving reds on there, had he missed it. What a confident shot that was.
This is what I'm saying, the danger with the real great players is if you don't put them away, or someone doesn't put them away early in a tournament, by this stage they start to really sense that it could be their week and they up their game. He was runner-up in the Scottish Open, the first Home Nations version in 2016 to Marco Fu in Glasgow, and then, as you see the red again, to Luca Brissell 2 years ago. That was in Llandudno for reasons we won't go into. But my word, he would love to break that little drought that he's had a couple of years by winning here this weekend. And we saw from the reception he got when he stepped out, I'm sure the audience would love to see it as well.
Well, he could do with being straight on this red to the right corner, because that leads him to the black. And then he's in amongst them. Give that red a nudge away from the black spot. I'd like to have been straight on this red.
Interestingly, in his first 4 matches, he's not made a century. So he's break 82 this week so far. But the fact he's still here, even though he's not produced his A game, says a lot about him, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what the boys were talking about in the studio. You know, his B game is still good enough to win tournaments. His C game gets him deep into tournaments. But his A game is never far away.
$19.
Played for the black.
20.
Would have liked to have been low on the black just to give that red a nudge, but as long as the black respots, he should be okay. You just check that then. Where does the black spot go? Sorry, where does the black go on the spot?
27.
Looks like it will still go, but I don't think he can get to it this time round. So may have to play for the pink or the blue.
$28.
Just overrun there with his position. So not straightforward, the next red. He's looked at a red that may go to the left corner. Tried to disturb something with all that right-hand side on the cue ball, and he's on one to the middle.
Well, that tells you he's in confident mood. That was a very positive shot.
Didn't get an applause, but look at the right-hand side on the cue ball, and he found the heart of those reds.
Yeah, already for John Higgins supporters, good signs here. He had a headache last night, actually. He was sort of playing through the pain barrier. But he looks fit and well this evening so far.
Yeah, start, didn't he? Into this left corner. And sometimes those kind of shots, when you take the risk, you know, you can win. Look at this for a shot. Right in the middle, never touched the sides, but he was leaving reds on had he missed it, so tells you how he's feeling. Ready to attack.
a couple of matches this week that I've done that Higgins has played in, he's been getting to this sort of stage and then faltering, you know, 40 or 50. If he could nail the frame in one visit, then that's a great start for him, because
41.
what we've seen this week is things have been going well, then suddenly something goes wrong and it's affected his confidence. But so far this evening, cueing beautifully. We're expecting breaks, I think, in this match, because between them, they've made 17 maximums. Higgins 12 and Tom Ford 5.
And again, that's worked out beautifully. Okay, the black is not easy. It's still possible
47.
into one pocket. But you can get onto the pink, the blue, and this is now a really good frame-winning chance.
48.
Well, there's a little race on to become the second player to 1,000 career centuries. Of course, Ronnie O'Sullivan did that back in 2019. But Higgins 9.65. And Judd Trump, who's out of this tournament, of course, 9.54. Trump has been outpacing Higgins this season. He's
54.
on 53, John 24. But it's going to be interesting to see who gets there as the sort of Buzz Aldrin of that, after Ronnie was the Neil Armstrong.
55.
Yeah, he's got that authority. Walking around the table. Believes he's going to get everything he goes for.
$61.
Yeah, just overrun slightly there. Needs the long rest. So again, this isn't straightforward with the extended rest. And just a little further away from the pink than he would have liked. But this is all he needs, this pink.
What a start from Scotland's John Higgins. Didn't falter this time. He has killed the frame
68.
off. He wants to make sure with this red. And then surely it's 1-0 guaranteed. We've been saying all week with the home nations, it's always been the same.
69.
You wade your way through the best of sevens and get to this Friday, then you must start to fancy your chances. And John Higgins, of all the quarter-finalists, of course, has more experience than any of them at winning trophies. He's won 54 professional titles, 31 of them ranking events. And he's really stepped up in frame one. A little similar, really, to Gary Wilson in this afternoon's match with
75.
Chris Wakelin. He came out having struggled a bit this week and was absolutely brilliant for 5 frames.
76.
Well, that's a shame. So many times the top players, like John Higgins, open up with a century. This is going to be tough. Yeah, good shot. So still on.
$81. $82.
This time played for the black. Get the black back on its spot.
$89.
Well, he's so often talked about
90.
rightly as being a great all-round player, but of course, within that, he's break building. And this has been superb, kept it going well. And as Joe says, he just exuded this air of
97.
confidence. We saw him very early get into the reds, didn't he? He went round off 2 cushions into the
98.
reds off the blue, and he now needs this black to start the quarter-final with a century and lay down a marker to Tom Ford.
Listen to the crowd. I love it.
Well, he's just had to sit and watch. Now, of course, this afternoon, Chris Wakelin, he did have chances which he didn't take. Tom Ford can play like this as well. Point is, he's going to have to,
110.
from what he's seen from Higgins. If he gets a chance, this is the sort of snooker he's got to produce.
$114.
Inch perfect.
$119. $125.
It's his first century of the week. And it has been superb. John Higgins with a 132 total clearance to launch the evening and lead Tom Ford 1-0. What a start. Well, vintage John Higgins there in frame 1,
Thank you.
132 total
The second
clearance
frame,
to
Tom
get
Ford to break.
quarterfinals night underway. A few latecomers taking their seats. Just to confirm, Gary Wilson will play Zhou Yulong in the first semi-final tomorrow. The winner of this match plays Martin Sengham or Sanderson Lam there on table 2. You can watch that live on Discovery Plus.
Well, John snookered on all reds except the one that he can pot. So maybe forced into taking this red on. Superb. Superb. He's off again. Another great opening long red. The 132 break started with a great long red. Now, can he hold for that red above the black? Or the one below it? Oh, it's a bit closer to that pocket than what he wanted. Well heavy. He could have played that a lot slower.
6.
The blue went into the middle pocket at speed. So forced into playing the safety.
Higgins 6.
Not missed though, still 100% pot success. Just keeping things tight, didn't want to risk anything there, open the door for Ford. Keep him on the back foot, keep him in trouble. Of course, tomorrow we will be down to one table for the semis.
He just caught it a little too thick, but he hasn't left anything easy. Sometimes you can pay the price when you don't get a good safety. This red may go to the left corner when he's taking on. Oh, so close.
Yeah, Tom Ford, he was a bit unlucky with the top 16 situation. He got in, and bearing in mind it had taken 22 years as a professional to get a top 16 place, so he was seeded at the UK Championship, but then he lost in round 2 to Ding, who went above him in the rankings, so he missed out on the Masters. Slipped out again, so he won't be at Ali Pali in January, but he generally is playing well, so he can get back in, of course, at some point.
It's a thin cut, but a chance. Yeah, good pot. Just in no man's land. He's on the green, yellow and blue. Not easy to get onto a red from the green.
Rainbow.
Not impossible. He's going to be on this red to the left corner. And the black is available. Just depends what kind of an angle he's got on this red.
Five.
On a piece of string.
Yeah, well, if Ford was wondering what John Higgins would turn up tonight, this is his answer. Vintage Higgins.
Yeah, it's like you said earlier, though, David. It only takes a shot, maybe two,
12.
just to see your confidence drain out of you. At the moment, he looks on top of the world, John Higgins. Full of confidence.
No, you're right. Nothing's gone wrong yet, has it? I mean, he lost position earlier in this frame, but he played a good safety. Of course, the danger is nothing will go wrong from Ford's perspective. We saw this afternoon Gary Wilson. I mean, he didn't put a foot wrong, did he, in that match?
Yeah, Gary played absolutely brilliant. As good as anybody in the top 16. Won 5 frames at 1 visit. What more can you ask for?
$21.
Maybe John Higgins has took some confidence from that. He's steaming around the table.
28.
Just got to be careful with these kind of shots, though. Play position more than the pot sometimes.
29.
And when he takes this black, if you can take the red directly above the black, that releases 2 reds to the right corner. Needs to be fairly straight on it.
36.
Yeah, that's okay.
$37. $44.
Just checking the scoreboard.
$45.
Well, nothing you can do there, Tom. So sit and hope you get a chance, which is looking very unlikely at the moment.
Well, he's only had one pot to attempt, and it wasn't easy. You know, that's all he's seen, just one ball.
52.
Got close to it. It was a difficult pot.
$53.
Now all these reds covering one another. He wanted an angle there just to disturb a couple, but he's a bit too straight on the black. So may have to play for that red on the cushion. He certainly didn't want to, but there you can see he's too straight. He can't get into the reds from there. And he didn't really want to play for this red.
$60.
But he only needs the red, and Tom Ford could tie. So any colour. He could do with a few shots. I wouldn't be surprised if he did play on, if he got the chance, even though he may need 2 or 3 snookers.
Well, this is the key shot now. Just mindful of that brown as well. Referee lurking.
Made absolutely sure of the red. Now Tom Ford can only tie.
61.
So he won't be doing anything fancy with this black. He'll just drop it in. Not play for a red, I would suspect.
Black and Tom Ford needs 2 snookers. Oh, so not done yet this frame. 67 in front, 67 available.
John
And
Higgins,
snookered.
61.
Well, you could see John Higgins just shaking his head there because he knows that had the black gone in, the frame would have been safe. As it is, Tom Ford can tie, but he's snookered.
First ball is missed. Yeah, there was good and bad news there, wasn't there? So he obviously can't afford to leave a red on.
And that's just what he's done. I think he can see the easier red to the middle. But if not, he's still got the red to the left corner. So he's going to have to sit in his chair again. He couldn't concede there. He'd like to have done. But now he's got to sit and wait for John Higgins to finish this break.
Got to press on when you have the advantage. The first Scottish Open final,
8.
when he played Marco Fu, he started with 3 centuries and he lost 9-4. So he was playing world-beating stuff, but
9.
missed one ball, I remember, to the middle, and the whole match changed, and Marco, who was playing superbly that week, ran away with it. So many memories, of course, of the
60.
greats, Higgins, Williams, O'Sullivan, the class of '92, still producing them. Of course, Mark Williams, British Open champion this season. Ronnie O'Sullivan, UK champion.
17.
Can Higgins end the year by joining them in the winner's circle this season?
$24.
Going to be determined to pot all of these, as you say, make Tom Ford just sit there and have to watch it. Spent a lot of time doing that tonight.
Yeah, it's a horrible situation, you know. You know the frame's well and truly lost, and yet you've got to sit and watch your opponent just drive a few more nails in the coffin.
32.
And try and stay positive yourself.
33. 39.
Well, it's his, as I said earlier,
41.
his 137th ranking quarter-final. It's Sanderson Lamb's first on table 2. He's made a 73 break in frame 1 against Noppen Sengham to win it. Well, we are going to start frame 3 shortly because he's missed that, but John Higgins has done very, very little wrong so far. He's looking really good, and already after just, well, not even half an hour's play, he leads Tom Ford 2-0. Big night of snooker here in Edinburgh this evening as we reduce the field down to 4
Thank you.
for the semi-finals tomorrow. John Higgins looking good at the moment, 2-0. He leads Tom Ford, who is yet to score a point. And he's had precious little to go at, just 1 pot he's attempted so far. Higgins won the opening frame with a 1-3-2, and then 2 scoring visits were sufficient in frame 2.
Well, you don't want these kind of shots when you're 2-0 down. Every chance of leaving a red on if he takes this on and misses it. Can't play safe off it. Oh, great shot. Terrific shot there from Tom Ford. Wow, after being frozen out for 2 frames, to slot that one in speaks volumes for Tom Ford. Not many reds out in the open. Just this one and the one behind the black.
8.
So if you can get the right side of the blue here, it's a nice pack to go into. Too far.
9.
Got to be the brown, I would imagine. Oh, the blue to the corner.
He's been doing a lot of work with a mental coach to work on that side of the game, and in this situation that's important, to keep faith and keep hope. Oh dear, but that will not please him, obviously.
He needs a bit of luck. Thought the blue was going to block the pocket, but frozen out for 2 frames, and that's why he's missed the brown. So, no reds to play for. So, I've got to go into them. And nothing easy.
8.
Right, the split could have been
John
kinder.
Higgins, 8.
Tom Ford will be well pleased. Only cost him 8 points, that miss on the brown.
Off.
Yeah, great picture that, wasn't it? Showing us the crowd and the cameras. And believe it or not, you're not aware of the cameras moving around when you're down there in the heat of battle. This isn't good. He had a look at the reds to see where they were going and still played the shot and sent reds over the pocket. The black doesn't go to the left corner. So, no, this isn't straightforward. Got to play it with a lot of topspin and speed. Brilliant. Brilliant. Did really well to get that cue ball out of that area. So much topspin on the cue ball here. Kind of took off when it hit that second cushion. So he's in again, and the reds are nicely split this time.
3.
Black only goes to the right corner pocket. Could do with getting the blue back on its spot, but may have to play for the brown this time round.
It's interesting you mentioned the cameras and the TV setup, because you see a lot of players, don't you, coming through as juniors and amateurs. You think, wow, they're going to be a world beater. But not everyone can cope with this environment. Of course, to Higgins now, it's second nature. But, you know, it's pretty forbidding when you look at it. Surrounded by people watching you. The camera operators are brilliant. You know, they always keep still on the shot.
8.
But you can see them moving into position between shots, waiting to capture what you're going to do. Whether it works or not, it's going to be there forever.
Yeah, some people thrive on it,
9.
don't they? And others, it takes quite a while. I remember playing myself, and it took me quite a while to accept those cameras moving about. I can promise you this, John won't even know that they're there. Just concentrating so much.
16.
His focus is just on himself, his cue action.
Yeah, that's true. I think when you're feeling good, last night he did actually notice things in the audience. A couple of people got in his way. He wasn't feeling good last night. He had a headache. You could see he was a bit fractious, but tonight it's the exact opposite, isn't it? He's looking, well, like his old self. And he has his chance here for 3-0.
Yeah,
24.
he'd be disappointed now, David, if he didn't win this frame, this visit.
$25.
Yeah, there was a danger there of being out of position, but he's on the red to the right corner.
32.
Just.
$33.
Tom's just hoping he gets back to the table,
40.
trying to stay positive.
$41.
Yeah, the work that he's done off table is important now, isn't it? To try and stay, as you say, positive in the chair, believe that the chance will come, and be ready to take it if it does. It might not, but if it does, you have to be ready to take it.
$48.
Well, at this moment in time, it's not looking too good for Tom. Still in prime position, perfectly placed. Now, if the red goes to the right corner, it's happy days. And it does.
Yeah, so this red for 3-0, and all-round
56.
Higgins is playing great. 97% pot success, 86 on the safety. Ford just isn't getting chances. He forced his way in with a long red, didn't he? Missed the brown in this frame. And John Higgins has been relentless tonight. This is seriously impressive. By far his best performance of the week. We've only been going 41 minutes.
$64.
Well, he's missed that one.
John Higgins, 64. And the
63
frame.
the lead, 51 on. Tom Ford has seen enough. And John Higgins ploughs on. And he's just 2 frames away from the semi-finals of his home tournament here in Edinburgh, leading by 3 frames to 0. 41.5 minutes this match has been going, and John Higgins leads 3-0.
Frame 4. Don't Ford to break.
Tom Ford, he did get in early in the last frame, but it didn't come to much. He missed a brown. Higgins has had breaks 132, 61, 41, 64.
Yes, and he won't like to see that red sticking out, Tom. He doesn't want to see John Higgins taking any of these shots on. He hasn't missed many. It still doesn't stop this being difficult. Now, where's it going to finish? Where's it going to finish? Oh, he's getting the run. Could so easily have left that red on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to look at it like this, but he could easily have potted it as well. So from Tom Ford, I mean, obviously he would like to have been left something, but, you know, that could have been 4-0.
Well, to be fair, that's the correct way to be thinking. You know, not that he hasn't left me anything. Great shot. Great shot. Not that he hasn't left me anything, but he isn't scoring. That's the positive way to think of it. Should have been a snooker player, David.
Couldn't take the pressure. Anyway, that's a terrific red, isn't it? So he's forced his way in. Can he now stay in? He's a terrific break builder, Tom Ford. 281 centuries to his name.
Yeah, and 5 maximums. Now, does this red go to the middle? If it does, he's in. And it does.
9.
So this frame down to him now.
Well, I guess what must help is he's having his best ever season. So he's coming in feeling good about his game in general. He's not struggling in any way. He's been in a final, a couple of quarterfinals, has racked up the points and the cash.
16.
He's had some good wins this week, not least over Ding, who's been playing so well of late. If he can win this frame, then certainly he's in with a chance of turning it round, but clearly 4-0, very unlikely.
A good attacking shot there. This is the red that he got in with. I thought it was safe, but what a shot that was. From any angle, that was brilliant. Well, it could have been easier than this plant to the left corner. If you can see the red to the middle, that's a lot easier than the plant. He's got to make the plant. I can't understand why he's not taking the red to the middle. I know he can't get the right side of the blue, but there's a red in the balk, down the balk end of the table that he could play for. It's pretty straight.
25.
Could have done with being just a little straighter on the blue. Very quick player, Tom Ford.
30.
And if he could throw in a big break
31.
here, it would do his confidence a world of good. Let him know he's still in the game. 3-1, recoverable. Well, he's definitely got the red to the right middle, if he wants it. And to the left middle as well.
Again, in terms of sort of positive thinking, it hasn't been a load of mistakes from him. It's been great play from Higgins that's left us where we are. It's not like there's lots of things he's done
39.
wrong. But that man now is in his seat, so Tom Ford has the chance to hit back in similar vein.
Yeah, could have done with being straighter on this red, though. Just another
44.
3 or 4 inches back towards the middle pocket would have been better. And it made a difference.
Don't work, 44.
Yeah, and when you're 3-0 down to an all-time great playing brilliantly, you know, there's more pressure on that than there should be. And he has missed it.
Now, John definitely got a red to the yellow pocket, but this red is also cuttable. And it's there.
Well, it would be a hammer blow if he could take out the frame, and he's done this so many times, of course, from behind in frames. It wouldn't be over, but it would feel almost done, this match, if he could win the frame here.
Four. Five.
Really is such a demanding sport mentally, snooker. I'm sure Tom has looked forward to this all day. You know, I'm playing John Higgins in Edinburgh. I'm playing well myself, looking to progress, maybe win my first ranking title on Sunday. And it's just been a nightmare, really.
Yeah, beaten him the last 4 times I've played him.
Oh.
Probably thinks, how is he playing like this? But it started with that opening red, where he was brave enough to take it on, even though he was leaving reds on.
9.
Another very good positional shot there from Higgins.
Ten.
Now a little cannon to that red directly above the black. Should leave him on choice of reds to both corners. It's a big shot, this.
Well, Tom Ford has watched as
17.
much snooker as anyone. He knows Higgins' reputation for making these clearances. He's well earned.
18.
Yeah, just one awkward red. That one behind the black. And already, I think he'll be pinning his hopes on that red. Just short of pace. Should be able to
25.
play up for the blue. Oh, he's missed it. Now that can change things. We were talking about
John
confidence
Higgins,
earlier.
25.
That wasn't a difficult shot for John.
Very surprising. Biggest error he's made tonight. Now then, it's imperative that Ford takes advantage.
1.
Higgins may well at the interval be feeling, even though he'd be in a strong position at 3-1, that it should be 4-0.
Exactly. It's funny how you think, isn't it? You should be happy with 3-1, but you're right. It should have been 4-0. I mean, that was a simple red for Higgins. Just thinking about the positional side of the shot, maybe. Well, this is a massive shot for Tom.
6.
Yeah, right in the middle.
7.
A confidence build-up. He doesn't need that tough red behind the black.
Well, very relieved to get this chance. And we'll see
50.
as the night develops how significant that miss from Higgins could turn out to be. Because he was sort of gliding towards 4-0. But this red, and it should be 3-1.
22. 23.
Yeah, and I think the break has probably come at the right time for John Higgins and the wrong time for Tom Ford.
30.
Time to get over that missed red he's
31.
just missed.
Well, it was one shot, and this was it. But the previous, however many, were all great from Higgins tonight. So he's played
40.
well, but just that window of opportunity for Ford winning this frame. 4-0, you could basically write it, couldn't you, that Higgins would be in the semis. But 3-1,
43.
definite time for recovery.
$47.
It's not taken long, just under 54 minutes to get to the interval.
$52. 58.
Well, he was relieved to get the chance, and he took it. So Tom Ford is on the scoreboard, but it's advantage John Higgins here in the quarterfinals of the Scottish Open. Made a great start with that 1-3-2, and at the interval he leads by 3 frames to 1.
Missed the break.
So John Higgins 3, Tom Ford 1. They only took 54 minutes to play the first 4 frames. Of course, it could have been 4-0. Higgins had the chance to make the clearance in the 4th, missed pretty straightforward red, and Ford was delighted to get in and win his first frame. But overall, it's been Higgins' best display of the week so far. He's just got to continue, of course, for 2 more frames.
Would have liked to have been able to see this red to the right corner. Just can't see enough of it. Well, he's got a very good cue ball and he's covered the red to the right corner. That was a brave safety shot to take on. And normally he would put that red that he missed out of his mind, but because he missed it by so far, he just may start questioning himself.
Well, I think the question is next time he gets in, you know, can he play like he did in the first 3 frames? Or if there's another slip-up, then obviously, you know, his confidence will be affected.
Well, that wasn't a good safety from John Higgins. Tried to get that cue ball on the cushion. And this is a red that we've been talking about, but it's not just the miss, because anybody can miss, and does do, but it's by the distance that he missed. Well, as David said, we'll see if he's put it out of his head when he gets a chance. If he gets a chance, sure he will.
Yeah, and a lot of it's on Ford as well. You know, he's got to up his own game. He didn't play great in the first 4. Didn't get that many chances, but did miss a brown, didn't he, in that 3rd frame? Managed to win the fourth, not in one visit. That's what he's looking to do in the second half now, really start racking the breaks up.
Yes, and of course, the balls are situated nicely in them opening four frames, and they're not quite as easy in this frame. Black and pink both tied up. Just 2 or 3 reds out.
Seven. Eight.
Well, he's top side of the blue. He could go into them, try and bring the pink and black into play. Still plenty of easy reds to play for.
Thirteen. 14.
Tom Ford's 21st ranking event quarter-final, but he's 4th this season. So, you know, this has been a very, very good season for him. So, as I said earlier, in general, he's feeling good. OK, he was hit by all sorts early on in the match, but inside he knows the form's there to turn this around. He's already made more centuries this season, 3 more actually, than the whole of last season. 15 compared to 12.
Same choice. Does it go into them? Does he play for the loose one? Well, if he does go into them, he certainly brings the pink into play. Whether the pink would then bring the black into play, we'll have to wait to find out. He's got to go into them at some stage. Does he want to take another couple of reds first before he does it? Or do it now?
$25.
Well, that hasn't worked out, so hasn't cost Higgins the frame. Tried to catch the red, not the black.
Big ball.
And a bit short of pace there. Well short of pace.
Tom Ford 26.
Feel sure that John Higgins will take this red on to the left corner. not happy.
Higgins 4 out of 5 from long range so far tonight.
Well, this is, to me, a lot more difficult shot, having to play it with a lot of topspin. But this is what he fancies. And this red to the baulk corner could have been easier. Yeah, good shot. He didn't try and get the cue ball out of the baulk area. He put all his concentration into the pot and probably hoped that he could take the green or brown to the middle. But he's the wrong side of the green. So may well tuck up behind the green here. Would be a difficult shot to pot the green, screw in an outer baulk. And that's what he's played. Very attacking player, Tom Ford. And most people would have just tucked up behind the green there. He's not out of trouble yet, though. Now then, there's a plant that he probably saw beforehand. Yes, and it's there. And is he on the black? I believe he is.
Taking the game to John Higgins. Doesn't want to start tying things up, wants to go on the attack. This was the plan. Freed pink and black in the process.
Yeah, it couldn't have worked out any better, could it?
13.
And now the balls are nicely placed. Black only goes to the left corner, though. Again, could have done
18.
just another couple of inches in pace. Little cannon to the red. Yep,
19.
played it well. And now prime position.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of focus
26.
in the interval about, you know, would the misread affect Higgins, but it's also about his opponent. And Ford is showing great attitude here. As I say, he's taking the game to John Higgins. He took on the long red Higgins. It wasn't easy at all. And nearly got away with it, actually, but he did leave the chance to the yellow pocket.
27.
And here we are, Tom Ford on the front foot very much. Looking to close the gap. 2 more pots to 3-2. He's kept his head up. You know, he spent a lot of time early in the match in his seat.
34.
Now he is more than involved in this quarter-final. That was frame ball.
35.
Pace this is being played at. It's like we're back at the shootout. This is the red that Higgins took on. Not easy, obviously.
42.
Yeah, John looking for an easier chance than that long red. But he knows he's in a game, a match now.
48. 49. 56.
So a quick fire, 56 from Tom Ford.
56 on the frame.
Has narrowed the gap. Remember, it was 3-0. John Higgins had the chance to clear for 4-0, missed that red. Ford has come back strongly, and there's only one in it at 3-2. 3-0, it could have been 4-0 to Higgins. It's now 3-2. He's still in front, but
Tom Ford
looked very confident in that fifth frame. 56 was the winning break. I think if Higgins can get a more straightforward chance, then we might actually see how he's feeling. Took on that very difficult long red in the last. Can't read too much into that one.
No, I agree. We'll see what he's playing like if he can get in amongst the balls. This red to the left corner, not straightforward. Yes, it's on. But if he plays it at pace, the cue ball could go into the reds if he pots it thin. Made sure of hitting it thin. Oh, what a kiss. What a kiss that was. And listen to the crowd. Easy to see whose side they're on. Cruel. It can be a cruel game. Got to hit the right side of this red. Take the cue ball back into the balk area, like so. But that's, again, is it? Is it? No, he's got away with it. Would have been cruel that to have left the red on. Well, looks like he can pot this red to the middle. Never easy. Now, I think this red will cut to the right corner. Overcut it. Just a bit of nerves coming into the game now. This red is on to the corner, but the cue ball looks to be going into the reds. So imperative that the red goes in. Big shot, this. Didn't get the rub of the green there, did he? He couldn't avoid the reds. Didn't appear to, anyway. But it could have glanced off them. Got to be careful of the green if it's playing down the table. Now just lane up.
Joe Higgins won.
Well, somebody was already clapping, but prematurely. Good attempt. Look how close this was. Well, sometimes John likes to play down this end of the table, and instead of playing the red above the middle pocket, that's what he's playing. Ah, what a shot. What a shot. And this is a good chance for Tom Ford. The red's nicely split. We'd like to get the blue back on its spot, and he can do that by just dropping the black in, and the red's near the middle pocket. Obviously, he'd like to stay around the black area, and that's a good cannon. What a shot this was, though.
Nine. Sixteen. 17.
Yeah, Higgins is not going to look back on his last shot with much
24.
fondness. Because he left a tempter, he was always screwing back for the black, probably wasn't going to leave anything forward if he missed the red.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't play that red by the middle pocket. Full in the face, leave the cue ball on the baulk cushion. But as I said before,
25.
he likes to play the safety down this end of the table. He does it so often. And normally wins that kind of safety battle. But not on this occasion.
Well, no, he didn't get the white to the cushion, did he? He left the chance. It was a great pot, but that's Tom Ford, since the interval, he's been going for everything, basically. That's his strategy now, to take his shots on. And he got it, and he's in.
He keeps refusing to play for those reds by the middle pocket, and then the blue. It just would make the break building so much easier.
32.
Now get the blue back on its spot, and then if you do run out of position around the black spot area, you can nip down for the blue.
33. $38. 39.
Yeah, I would have liked to have been straighter on this red to the left
44.
corner. So having to take the red to the middle. And the 5 reds surrounding the pink, all covering one another, so it's not straightforward still yet. Well, he's
45.
lost the cue ball there. He certainly didn't want this blue to be so thin. Maybe forced to go into the reds now, and could work out to his advantage, providing the blue goes in.
$50. $51. $56. $57.
More red needed after the blue, Higgins concerned. She's turned around completely. Tom Ford, though, has shown great attitude, hasn't he? You know, he's really gone for it.
62.
And this is for 3-3. How quickly it can all turn round. John Higgins 3-0 with a chance for 4-0. Missed a red to this pocket, didn't he? And that was the moment it turned.
$70.
We've not had a frame that's lasted 15 minutes yet. It's been quick fire
71.
stuff. Well, I'm sure John Higgins fans are sick of seeing this, but the fact is, Joe, this was the moment it turned.
Yeah, and like I said before, it's not that he missed it, it's how far he missed it by. You know, that's what would be
79.
upsetting for John. Yeah, he knows that everybody can miss balls, but by that much. But again, as you said, full marks to Tom Ford because he has taken the game to John Higgins. There's no doubt about that. Gone for his shots and he's potted some beauties.
87.
Yeah, he's playing the game on his own terms. He knows, you know, if it goes tactical, he's probably second best there. But in terms of break building, he's right up there. And he's proving it here.
92.
Doesn't know when to stop. He's going to need the green now for the century.
Gary Wilson this
97.
afternoon, he made the 1,000th century on tour this season. All players combined, just shows you the incredible standard that there is.
99.
Tom Ford underlining it here. So can he knock the green in for the ton? Ooh, not quite, but he's come back so strongly, hasn't he? 99 in the 6th frame. and in the blink of an eye, we're level, 3-3, and this is anyone's.
Joe
Of
Higgins.
course, he was
to break.
3-0 up. Tom Ford has hit that very strong at 99 in the last frame, just illustrating that. Really gone for his shots, changed the entire energy of the match. But of course, now he's in a position where he has a chance to win it. So pressure's on him as well. Big prize, semi-final place here at the Scottish Open tomorrow.
Well, the cue ball being near to the cushion makes this pot to the right corner very difficult. I don't think he can just drop it in for the black. Well, he'd be very brave to do so. He could play the cue ball onto the black cushion. But been going for his shots, hasn't he?
Just a word on the other match, which of course is on table 2 there. It's 3-2 to Noppen Sengham against Sanderson Lam. Sengham's breaks at 93, 194, and Sanderson Lam 73 and 78. So it looks a belting contest. It's live on Discovery Plus. And Philip and Neil are commentating over there.
Well, he's looking to take this red on to the left corner, but those two reds near the right side cushion could come into play. Great shot. Terrific shot again. Tom Ford deserved to be on a red. Now, he played the green earlier into the middle pocket, screwed in and out of baulk. Not this time.
Tom Ford 1.
Well, this game can be very easy at some stages in a match, and at other times, very difficult. Yeah, very nearly hit it too hard and left the red onto the left corner. Well, that little nudge on the angle has left John with a chance. These chances are not quite so easy now.
Yeah, starts with a good pot, and then be interesting to see if he can knock it in, how he feels. But he's got to knock it in first.
Yeah, tough pots these, you know. They really are, but when things have been going against you, even tougher. Good pot. Good pot. He's on the black, not ideally, but he's on it. Another pressure shot. Cut back into a blind pocket. Yep, another good pot. And nicely on the red to the middle.
Yeah, so he's got himself in.
8.
Now let's see if he can just steady the ship here. Put something together. If you're just joining us, he started the night with a 1-3-2 total clearance. He made a couple of half centuries for 3-0 as well. But not much since then.
Nine. $14. $15.
So this red directly above the black. If he plays for that one, it releases another one to the left corner.
$20.
He wasn't missing anything like that earlier. The pressure really is beginning to tell. I suppose the saving grace is that he hasn't left anything easy for Tom Ford. When you miss when you're in easy balls, sometimes you can't do any other but leave a red on. Just a safety for Tom. That red coming down the table. I think this is potable to the middle. That wasn't the best safety from Tom. It's still a tough pot, though. Yep, good pot. And he's going to be on the blue.
The strange thing is you kind of fancy him to get the difficult ones because you can be forgiven for missing them. It's when he's been in closer that the pressure's come on.
Yeah, he's a little unfortunate there because if he's the right side of the blue, he can play for the reds, easy reds. The wrong side, and it's going to be difficult to get onto a red from there. May have to leave himself a difficult cut. This red will cut to the right corner, but
6.
It's not easy. He can play with some safety in mind if he plays for one of the baulk colours. Big shot this, because if it goes in, he's got a chance of winning this frame.
Well, not his favourite pocket, is it? There's another one gone astray.
Yeah, and this
Johnny
time
has 6.
he has left a chance for Tom Ford.
Well, it really started 2 seasons ago. John Higgins got into a series of winning positions in high-profile matches and just couldn't close them out. There were finals this season. There's been a couple of times. Shanghai led Ronnie 5-2. It was a semi-final at the English. He led Trump 5-2. Here he led 3-0 with a chance for 4-0. Couldn't press on, and now he's starting to look second favourite in this match.
Well, he might just be able to nudge some more reds out here.
8.
Depends how he plays the shot. You could screw off the reds beyond the black or pink, or play it with topspin and try and play it with a little bit of stun. Which way will he choose? Yeah. Does the blue go to the middle pocket? He's very unfortunate. He has to take the more difficult green. Oh, that was a long way off. And now another chance for Higgins, and this is a beauty.
Well, this is the thing. You know, one player can struggle, but the other one can as well. He was nowhere near that green. John Higgins needs a helping hand right now. He might just have got one. Those two matches I mentioned this season, O'Sullivan and Trump, when he was in front and didn't close it out, they both played great to come back. Ronnie produced a couple of centuries. Trump didn't miss a ball for 4 frames. But Tom Ford has missed that green to open the door again for Higgins.
Yeah, and what a nice little shot he played there, John. He had a lot of right-hand side to check the cue ball back down the table for the blue. And he couldn't have played it any better. Now, just keep that cue ball under control now.
Yeah, it's fair to point out as well, I've mentioned those matches. There's a lot of other ones that he has won from winning positions, clearly. But it's just the ones that he's not won have been high profile. I mean, the Tour Championship final, 2022, is 9-4 up and lost 10-9 to Neil Robertson, who, of course, is a great player, but it's not the sort of collapse you associate with this man at all.
Seven.
Those 4 reds below the pink, they're all covering one another. He would have liked a little angle on the black there to have played the cannon to the loose red of those 4. But he's too straight. Yeah, that red looks as though it goes to the right middle. But very tight.
$14.
So 30 points the lead. He's looking to get the right side of the blue to be able to play a little cannon to those 4 reds. Keeps looking at this red to the right middle pocket. It looks as though it does go. Not sure if it goes to the corner. It looks easy enough to play the cannon to those 4 reds. Just miss the pink. and they'd turn out really nice. Choices. Does he play for the red to the middle or the cannon? Well, this red must go or it's a plant.
20.
Well, the red looks as though it goes, doesn't it? But he's right behind the shot. He'd have played that red if it goes. Yeah, well played. Every chance.
Yeah, and every ball is being roared in by this crowd here in Scotland. He's got a red safe on the cushion, which is in his favour with the lead he's got.
Just not enough side on the cue ball. Needed more side.
28.
And this is a lot more difficult than the red he missed in the fourth frame into the opposite corner. He's played it well.
He's having to work for these. But if it was easy, it wouldn't be fun, would it? Or maybe it would.
Well, if he takes the pink, Tom Ford could only tie if he pots it. The black, and Tom can't win. Oh yeah, well played. Snooker's required.
Yeah, and that says a lot about how Higgins is feeling. He saw the chance to get to the Snooker's required stage by taking that tough black. You know, he's missed easier balls than that tonight. But that was middle of the pocket stuff. A few noises off. So one snooker required, successfully laid, of course.
John Higgins, 36.
52 the difference, 51 on.
You know, potting that thin cut to the left corner a moment ago will give him a lot of confidence, because it was a very tough pot. Can afford to take a pink and still require one snooker. Yeah, and it was a very good shot, by the way. The red to the middle.
7. Down forward, 7.
The table is nice for snookers.
1.
The brown in a really good spot there. Backed up by the yellow and green. So, good chance here. Getting the cue ball in behind the brown. Just a fraction
Down
too
forward
hard.
8.
And that would have been a very tough snooker indeed. And he got tight in behind the brown.
As it is potable.
Oh, look at this.
Well, suddenly the snooker gods are smiling on John Higgins, aren't they? Wow, what a thing to happen. Well, you could sort of smile about it. I suppose that's all you can do sometimes.
Has to hit it, or it's 2 snookers.
Been notable how much support Higgins has had. I mean, that's not surprising in Scotland, but there'll be people here who will remember him emerging as a teenager. You know, in the early 90s, the era of Stephen Hendry, where a lot of Scottish players came through. Of course, John Higgins still going strong at the top of the game all these years later.
Now, will he try and get that cue ball in behind the black? Or pot it? Very good attempt. Still anybody's game, this game, the way the balls are. Obviously Higgins is favourite, but only slightly. If there'd have been a couple of colours on the cushion, he'd have been a big favourite, but if Tom Ford can get a snooker, the balls are there for the taking.
But he's left the red on, and John Higgins getting support as he comes to the table, just needs to knock it in. And it's 4-3 up, and he will have stemmed the tide here, having lost the last 3. Yeah, he's potted some good balls, hasn't he, in this frame? And maybe, you know, just being on home soil, this great support he's getting might carry him through tonight. Got his family here as well.
Four.
Well, that shouldn't make any difference. He's too far in front. So it was 3-0 to Higgins. Tom Ford fought back to draw level, but John Higgins back in front at 4-3, one away now from victory. So John Higgins back in front, 4-3. Can he get this one, or can Tom Ford take the match to a decider? Remember, the head-to-head is 7-4 to Higgins, but Ford has won the last 4, including at the UK Championship last season, which was a decider, 6-5. Well, he'll take that all day long.
Yeah, the crowd thinks that that is a good shot, but it's very fortunate because the players don't play in behind the green or the yellow for fear of a player can get his hand on the table, and if he leaves a long red on, so they wouldn't play that. But it's handy when it happens.
Higgins, as you can see, on top in the safety quite comfortably. Just seemed to get it all back together in that last frame. And already danger here for Ford. These reds have opened up. He knows potentially if Higgins is feeling good again, it could just be one chance he needs to get it won.
Yeah, one good safety shot can create the opening. And that's a pretty good one. Well, he worked that one out. He knew he was going to get a kiss on the other red. Now, can John cue at this straight red to the right corner, or is the yellow hampering him? Yeah, the yellow in the way, so just a safety. I say just a safety, but he went for that. And another very good kiss for Higgins. Another very clever safety from Higgins there, cutting off the left side of the table using the green, and the black helping him with the safety on the right side. Yeah, well played. Lots of left-hand side on the cue ball to check it back down the table to avoid the reds and the black. Well, the smallest bit sticking out. Yeah, obviously didn't want that angle, but this isn't easy. The red is not a gimme, and avoiding all the other reds if he does take it on, very difficult. So a lot of pressure on this one if he takes it on to the right corner. The one to the left corner, more difficult pot, but probably less risk. Brilliant. Great shot. Didn't try to get the right side of the blue, knowing he could get in and out of baulk where he's landing the cue ball. Just what he needed.
So, his first chance to get it won.
6.
Yeah, still a difficult table, this. Hard to get on the black and pink.
Yeah, but he's looking more like his old self again, isn't he? Something changed in that last frame. The missed green from Tom Ford, just how far he missed it by, I think, is a key shot in this match, because he was looking confident up to that point.
Also, that thin cut that he potted the red, and then that difficult black to leave Tom Ford needing snookers. Two really good shots from John Higgins. And he's on the black.
This was the green. It's just the fact he didn't get close to it must have really dented his confidence, because he was on top at that point, for sure, sort of psychologically. Thing is, though, you can have more than one turning point, can't you? We saw one in frame 4 when Higgins missed that red. We maybe saw another one there. He's hoping there's yet another one coming up.
30.
You probably expected the pink spot to be held, but it's spotted. And it's spoiled the red, which would have gone into the right corner. Oh, that's a cracker. A cracking pot.
14.
And that's, well, may have given him an advantage with the safety here now.
Yeah, it's been said that Higgins struggles with the rest. But look at that, 6 out of 6, and that was a terrific pot.
Moves from the crowd, but he didn't play to pot that. Just trying to leave the cue ball there.
I think there's quite a few people here who are determined to sort of try and drag John Higgins across the winning line. They've given him a lot of great support right from the start when he walked out tonight. There was a great feeling in the air for him, and yeah, well, he maybe just needs one more chance, and you'll be seeing him tomorrow.
Caught it just a little bit too thin. And that cue ball coming back down the table. Now, can you see enough of the red that's closest to the right corner? Difficult to tell from there. Got to remember that if he does take a difficult one on and misses it, could be his last shot. Well, how's it going to finish? Well, not too bad. So, Tom Ford having a little rub of the green now. Yeah, just didn't catch them thin enough, and a chance this for Tom Ford. A risky one, a pressure one. Yeah, plenty of pressure on it. Yeah, plenty of support, but nothing easy there. Yes, there is a red on, but it's a tough one. Yep, he's in. Red's nicely spread. And now it's all about keeping your nerve.
He's potted so many of those sort of shots tonight. You know, we flagged up an easy one he missed, but missable ones he's getting. And Tom Ford is suddenly not looking comfortable. He was earlier. He's had a couple of rather wild shots in this frame, it's got to be said. Higgins
6.
looks to have regrouped and has his second chance in this frame.
Yeah, he's thinking, is it his last shot? Because quite a few reds on for John Higgins. Just composing himself. He's got an easy red and he just wants to make absolutely sure where he places that cue ball.
In the dress piece.
He could be playing for the black here. Although dangerous to play for the black. Got to get ideally on it. Would be easy to play for the pink and blue. Rest 100%. Played for the black, and he's not on it. Not ideally, anyway. But got the yellow, I think.
Well, you kind of knew it wouldn't be straightforward because it hasn't been after the Tom Ford comeback. But Higgins is looking confident now. Got to try and stay in that positive frame of mind here for a few more minutes. The psychology of snooker is so fascinating, isn't it? You know, Ford, when he was chasing the game, looked unstoppable. But then he caught up and the pressure started to come on because suddenly he's going favourite to win it. Really is. It's a test of skill, of course. It's a very skillful game in and of itself, but the mental side of it as well is so fascinating. And that's why to have won, as John Higgins has, so many titles, including 4 world championships. He's been in 8 finals at the Crucible. To win all those big matches on that big stage is incredible, really. The fortitude you need to do that. And also to come back from knocks that you have and disappointments. Keep the self-belief.
16. $17.
Yeah, he potted the pink there thin. It went in off the wrong angle, and that's why he's lost the cue ball.
23.
And now he's going to find something from somewhere to keep this break going. Very nearly missed the pink, and that's why the cue ball's finished up where it has. Tough pot. Great shot. Great shot. Had to concentrate on the pot rather than position, but what a good kiss. could say he deserved the kiss. 44-point lead, and he's got a safe red.
30. One.
Excellent positional shot. Fearing the worst now, Tom Ford.
This is very impressive from Higgins. It's not been straightforward, but he's got a real look of intensity about him again, which he certainly had in the first 3 frames. Things went wrong. A lot of that was down to Tom Ford, of course, fighting back. But Higgins has got it all back together again at the right time.
So red in the colour.
40.
Tom Ford will need snookers.
Yeah, this is a very impressive finish. He'll feel good, Will Higgins, that he stood up here, and if he pots the pink, taken the match out, barring snookers. Because he was pressed, he was put under it, and this time he responded.
47.
Twice been runner-up in this Scottish Open. He'd dearly love to collect the Stephen Hendry Trophy on Sunday, and the crowd here, we know, would love to see it as well. And they know it's over now, and they're giving him great applause, because they're going to see him tomorrow night.
56.
Well, he should give himself a pat on the back for everything that he's been through this evening. To respond like this, what character?
63. $64.
Now, can he get this red out and finish with a century? He's doing his best. Tom Ford played so well from 3-0 down, but maybe just started to feel a little bit as he went favourite. Higgins misses the red, but it's a great finish. 71 from the 4-times champion of the world, and he's through to an 83rd world ranking event semi-final. And the crowd here in Edinburgh delighted to see that. John Higgins has beaten Tom Ford by 5 frames to 3.